Right, onwards to progress, or whatever is closest to that right now. Right, we got pirates in here again. Is anyone surprised? Should have put the wave beam ready, since I damn well knew that we had a purple pirate down on the ramp just before we saved last time. Part of me wants to know just how much phase-on equals 187% production. The other would really like to start running into some pirate scientists instead of the soldiers, just to see if they're any different. We've certainly yet to see anything that could be construed as support staff on this planet. Everyone has been a combat-capable bastard in one sense or another. Again, in the 2D games that didn't feel like much of an issue, but in this game, I can't help wanting that kind of little detail thrown in, even if most games generally don't do that anyway. Well, at least that one gave us some health. And just what do we have to do, since the control system is damaged here? Right, so fire is our solution to be able to reach the door that opens only with fire. I'm sorry, but that extra barrier just felt downright redundant. I'm going to assume the especially large elite is supposed to be a boss. Here's hoping he proves more interesting to fight than the other elites we've seen so far, but it's hard to say, since the only distinctive thing about him right now is his size. And here I thought one of the ones we've already fought was supposed to be the Omega. Guess I'm just losing my damn mind this far into the game, and I suppose I didn't give the Omega himself enough credit before actually fighting him. Well, I'm pretty sure we've got the firepower part down, and look at that! This one actually has a health bar. It's certainly a quick and easy way to make him feel special. And just like the smaller ones, missiles don't do any damage despite the hand thing being explicitly an anti-beam trick. Or maybe I'm just unlucky. Well, we broke the thing on his leg, that's probably progress, and that was from a missile shot while he had his hand up. Though it's not such a good sign that we're taking this much damage from the bastard. So far not seeing anything especially worrying from him. He's just a damage sponge that wants us to do quite a bit of damage before we're allowed to actually harm his health bar. Right. Now that those pits are broken, what are we supposed to shoot at now? We're not allowed to lock onto him right now, that's for sure. Okay, not sure if I should be confused why the red pirates didn't shoot at us, just tried to claw us like they were stealth pirates, or just relax, since apparently these pirates are giving us quite a bit of health in the middle of this boss fight. So we're only allowed to bring down his health when he's supposedly healing. Bit of an odd way to handle things. And oh dear, the multicolored pirates feel like more of a threat than the boss that's supposed to be the main attraction in this room. And apparently these pirates aren't in any way injured by the attacks the big guy is throwing around right now. Because of course they need a metric ton of bullshit to give the monster a solid chance against us. Apparently I'm mistaken again, since apparently the Omega just killed the last of the pirates helping him from that group. How much of me making those kinds of mistakes here is just assuming things too early in the fight, and how much is because some moves work with different rules than others? Right, that's the legs, now for the arms again. Definitely several steps down in terms of frustration compared to the big rock monster earlier in the game, but it's certainly proven itself to be a good deal more dangerous than the other elite pirates we've seen so far. He has definitely earned the right to be called the Omega of his kind. Unfortunately for him, it'll take more than that to make him dangerous enough to make me worried, especially with the sheer amount of health we've got. Hell, I'd dare say that our biggest issue isn't the big monster trying to march right at us. It's the fact that I keep losing track of where we are in the terrain in this room as we fight, and the specially armored pirates that occasionally come as his reinforcements. Which is odd to say, considering that much of the damage we've taken is from his massive hands just slapping me around. By all rights, I should be intimidated by the big guy. So why is it that I can't find it in me to be all that worried when facing him? I'd ask how something that big just completely disappears even from the X-ray visor, but I suppose that doesn't matter all that much. All that matters is that we get some shots at him the moment he actually shows up, while avoiding taking damage from those smaller, faster bastards. Again, I'm kinda glad that they're oddly reluctant to start shooting at us. Okay, was hoping we'd be able to take his health down further before we had to do the whole limb blasting thing again. Guess that was just wishful thinking. Yeah, sorry this fight isn't more interesting from my end. My brain apparently wants this to essentially be a clash of damage sponges, and whoever falls first loses. I'm sure I could be a lot more capable of avoiding the enemy's hits. It's not like the damn thing has an especially unpredictable pattern or something. But I just can't find it in me to feel anywhere near the same level of urgency to avoid getting hit as I did in Metroid Fusion or Dread. I just was not expecting to end up feeling this way this far into the game, but no. For some reason I had more of a healthy respect for the plant boss and the queen on the space station than I have for the explicit boss encounters after them, even if they've done a good deal more damage to us than those first two. What's the biggest contributing factor here for my lack of caution? The sheer number of energy tanks we have combined with how much damage we take per hit? Is it the fact that going from third to first person makes dodging attacks somehow feel less satisfying? Or are there other factors going on here that I just don't know well enough to identify? All I know for sure is that this is most definitely not 100% the game's fault. Part of the reason I'm letting myself take hits to deliver hits is because of me. But there's something about the game that feels like it encourages that kind of thing from me. Am I making any sense here? Right, just need to go through this song and dance one more time and we're done here. Assuming, of course, that my lack of dodging instinct and ability doesn't get me killed before then. It would be all too embarrassing to have to go through this again, since I've been saying this boss isn't anywhere near as scary to deal with as the ones we've already taken down so far. Part of me wants to chuckle that only one of those 3 pirates gave us health there. The other just can't help wondering why it is that the enemy sent troops that can't dodge the attacks of the big guy to support the Omega Pirate. In fact, I forget if some of the lore we read earlier mentioned that the Omega Pirate was somehow more feral than the other pirates, or if I'm mixing that up with lore entries about the creature they found, and then lost track of in the Impact Trader we're gonna have to unlock for the end of the game. And that does it. This fight is essentially done. Just need to put the finishing touch on this and then we can move on. You know, I'd find it more hilarious than frustrating if the regular pirates managed to kill me before I managed to finish the big guy off. You'd think I'd have more respect for the Omega Pirate, considering how many health tanks we lost over the course of that fight. The rational part of me says I should be more respectful to the guy. The rest of me just feels like he's a forgettable big guy in a game that already had some dangerous big ones for us to deal with. And that does it. We're done with the Omega Pirate. Great! Even in cutscenes in this game, Samus isn't as capable of dodging as we've seen her do in other games. But then I suppose it makes sense that she doesn't have the kind of reflexes we saw in Dread's cutscenes. She's technically got a lot less experience at this point. Wait, our suit outright changed after we killed that guy? Huh. A suit upgrade beyond the gravity suit. Got to say, the mostly black with some red lights looks better than the purple, red, and yellow combo. Not that we generally get to see how good Samus's armor looks in this game outside of cutscenes. We never really look at her. She could have the ugliest looking outfit possible, and it would barely bother us from this perspective. Yeah. Phazon is no longer an especially dangerous thing for us in this game, though I'm somehow sure that lava is still gonna be an issue. And considering lava became something we could just run through with ease in the 2D games, the fact that we can't even do that with the gravity suit in this one, but we get something to help us against Phazon, feels a little odd to me. I suppose the big blue thing in the center of the room might be important. The energy tank is probably not as important, but may as well grab it since it's right out in the open. At the very least, it's usually pretty funny to leave a fight in better shape than you came into it in. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that does it for the progress I'm gonna make in this clip. We'll save more for next time after the save. Just need to deal with these pirates and get to said save point. And again, I managed to hurt myself destroying boxes while trying to get some healing. It's almost like it's impossible for me to think tactically in this game. Certainly odd that since this is far from the first time I've done a shooter that has a first-person perspective. And why the hell did I fall down from there? Apparently I had second thoughts about which save point to go to. Guess it makes more sense to go to the one closest to us. And now I miss when seeing Metroids made me feel in any way intimidated. This game just has a hard time making me feel scared of dealing with pretty much anything this far in. And that lack of tension is part of what's making the overall ride to the end feel less interesting to me.